Hello Bad Publicity fans, this is Mark from My Size Hedge Fund, back after a short holiday last week, so apologies to the Decklist of the Week author last week. But we're back with a kit deck, Get Good, that won a Game Night kit. So looking forward to trying it out. It is all about the R&D pressure. You've got Mirror, which is a console that restores a stealth credit, or a recurring credit I should say, but in this deck it's more than likely a stealth credit, whenever you make a successful run on R&D. It also packs 2 MU, which is nice for 3 credits. And then you're looking at all the R&D pressure, like indexing, Maker's Eye, you've got R&D interface, and you've got a medium as well, so you know exactly where you're trying to run. Kit's limited influence is spent on a Paperclip, which is a great card, medium, and 2 Tumusian Contract, again a solid card. So let's get on to Jinteki.net and give this a try out. We find ourselves up against Palana today. So they've got the defensive upgrades that could make us very, very sad. But we do have some nice R&D pressure early. We do have draw. We shouldn't need Plascrete, so we can get rid of that. I think we keep and hope to find pieces we need very soon. If they leave R&D unprotected, which is unlikely against Shaper, then we have stuff we can do. But not going to happen. So instead we draw. We can get Cloak down early. And we just find more R&D pressure. So not quite what we wanted. Mr. Jackson is up. And they draw incredibly aggressively. So let's see if we can find anything interesting in hand after a draw. Diesel is good for next turn, I think. Oh wow, okay, they get rid of Jackson straight away. Right. So we gotta be a little more careful than we might ordinarily be. Crick, it's not all that surprising. No early MP, that's a interesting one to see early. They are not short of cash. So, we could Diesel here. And this is pretty good actually. Could Maker's Eye straight off the bat. 2 for Refractor. We have stealth credits available to us. One more turn. And I'll find myself regretting that immediately, I think. So do we go medium or Maker's Eye? Huh. It's going to be one of these decks. If we can draw Tumusian, I would be happy. Indexing's okay, but it doesn't get us through multiple times, unless they have a go-get here. So I think I'm just going to fire the Maker's Eye. We could just click through this, because it'll cost us 1 to boost, 2 to break. No, it's good to have Refractor on the board. Cyberpunk could be funny. But let's go Refractor. And we'll go with boost, break, break. We've left ourselves 2 poor, of course, for Future Perfect. Chrysium could be annoying. Nisa is perfect. Snare. Well, we've made a terrible mistake. So we draw up instead. And hope they don't have double scorch. Likely to be Chrysium. So what do we lose? We lost Levy, Medium, Orange Interface. Things we would have liked. Beth has arrived. So we'll be getting her down next turn. For now, we just go with the nice safe play. So, it's likely we'll get the free card draw. Or possibly click. Well, definitely a click now. And we're going to keep advancing. So what can we do with a 5-click turn? We can Maker's Eye again. We can indexing Maker's Eye. Indexing, click, click. No, indexing, pay, Maker's Eye, click, click if we need. So, 5-click turn. Indexing will cost us these 3 credits, which is fine. Maker's Eye will need to click for a credit. Right, 3. Yeah, we can do this. Although they seem content to mess around here for a while. We don't have enough to contest Future Perfect. Lockpick doesn't do much for us right now. I think we just try and take a good bit of money. Which kind of sucks, but at least for next turn we're in a better position. And they're just going to advance everything. So we're going to ignore all of that. Is this a Jackson? Time will tell. So at least we get to see what kind of stuff they're messing around with. How many cerebral overwriters do they have? Wow. So Fetal's not quite what I hoped to see. We'll put restructure at the bottom. I would nearly be tempted to... I'd like to steal the Fetal. Which of these things do I need? Mirror would be nice to have. So we'll put the second Fetal towards the bottom. Then Lotus Field, Junebug so we can get rid of that. Fetal. If we do this, we're down to 2 credits. This gets us the Fetal and allows us to knock out a Junebug as well. But it does, more than likely, knock out the cards that we need. That we need to drop. So Maker's Eye, click click, we'll have 1 click left to get us 2 cards. If there's a Philotic here, we die. So maybe we just suck it up, run, take the fetal, and draw up instead. Save ourselves a card and a couple of credits. Okay, 2 Jacksons gone. There's a snare back inside. Phalatic. Okay, perfect. So that is my mind eased a little bit. Feel much better with that. And it's actually a better one to take than what's it called? Fetal AI would have been. So now I feel much better about life. I mean, these aren't great, but could be worse. Price X possibility. Could this be Ronin? Or a massive Junebug? So we need to keep our cards up at all times. Ghost Runner is good, Temujin is great. We don't need the lockpick at the moment. We may do in the future though. I think we just stay safe. Because if this is Ronin, then we need to stay away from the neural. What are all of these things? Could be Junebug. So we may just keep ignoring them. We can index again. Force them to use this. Or we can keep our cards up and just keep chipping away. Draw makers? No. See, I don't want to get too greedy. I'm sure Gamble's good. We don't want to be running last click. So let's run R&D. Take back our cloak. Lotus feels fine. We're not going to be running again anyway. Gamble. So we do need to draw up and then run some of these servers. Could be Lotus Field. Let's see what they got in HQ. Crick. That makes sense. So, Chrysium. See a restructure. So they don't have money woes anyway. Chrysium's fine. And let's put down a Ghost Runner. If we can find one more diesel, I'd feel a little more comfortable running these. But I think at some point... Oops. Misclick, unfortunately. We were pretty sure there was a price tag there, and now we're pretty sure there's two of them. Okay, so 4-4. Yeah, unfortunately it's very, very easy and fiddly to misclick on something like that and have it all go wrong on you. So we end up drawing a card because of Beth. Just another lockpick. So we've lost our one and only medium. We won't get that back until we... well, we lost the levy as well. So, we could Maker's Eye. Force him to use this. We do know they have fetals and snares, so I'd prefer to do it early. So, yeah, let's go for it. Double snare would of course be awful. So we'll get our paperclip out. And we're going to have to take one of you and break for 3. Expensive initial investment, but we get 4 credits back off this run. No, we do not, of course. Yeah, even better to do it now. So at least we got them to use that. So if we just take credits, we're ready for the next turn. And now we still have an indexing in hand, which could be quite useful. And unless they ice up, we'll be going for a reinvestment. So this is broken with cloak and lockpick. This we could use a cloak and a couple of credits. That gives us the option to run again. So 9 credits. Are they playing around Beth? But I'm okay with them being a little poor. And it gives us a credit anyway, so not the worst thing in the world. So we could index, we could make 3 clicks, we could freedom if we see something good. But we have to be aware of A, possibly Ronin, B, the neural that we know they have in hand. So let's try and find a second piece of R&D pressure maybe. Not quite what I had in mind, but sure. Okay, so next turn I think we're just indexing. Can take money off this. We have Ghost Runner to use on paperclip if we need. And we're going to have a bit more time as well. Thanks for the extra click. Beth is pretty great. So, indexing. There we go. Break. We get to break Eli for 3. Yeah. So we'll make back a bit of money. And we'll replace cloak, I suppose. Much of a muchness, really. Wow, we just can't catch a break here. So all of these are annoying. Neural EMP in particular. I think we just keep this order. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, time to poke HQ a bit. Wow, all the money cards. So they're getting Chrysium, Subliminal, Restructure, Neural EMP and a Snare. That is pretty bad. Let's go HQ again. We will trash that. And let's just draw up and see what we can see. Dagger's fine. At the moment we don't really have a need for it. Yeah, this is not great. So possibly Chrysium here, which means we need to find our R&D interfaces instead. Subliminal, and they've installed a card. Problem is we know there's 2 price X here, or at least 1. And if it's a snare as well, that's our entire hand gone. So we lose a hand, but indexing. Mirror. I'd like to find a little more economy. I mean, they can res Chrysium and prevent us from getting the 4, which is a little annoying. We're getting through for free anyway, so might as well ditch this. And now we have lockpicks as well. So they've drawn the restructure, and they get subliminal. And now I want this. I advanced once. Could be a Junebug, which isn't too bad. If it's Pricek, Pricek, Pricek. That's annoying. Let's draw once just in case. Let's run server 3. Crick. We can deal with. Bacco. That's kind of funny. So we know there's 2 price X in here. Maybe a 3rd. Let's take you. Hokusai as well, wow. So Hokusai will cost us 4 to trash. We're going to be taking 3 damage. Lose the SMC, which is fine. Fetal. Fetal. Price ec. Then we need to draw up frantically. I messed up. Okay. So this was pretty bad for us. Beth is annoying to lose, but could be slightly worse. And shock. Got all the mean pieces. So we do need to get rid of the tags so that we can have this taken away. We are not putting a dent in their economy at all. And this server is now beyond us. That, sure gamble. Remove tag, remove tag. Not an exciting turn, but one that had to be done. We know they have 2 neurals. So the question is, do they have anything else that can really mess with us? Oh dear. Could be 3 price X and a Hokusai, which means we cannot get in there. So we have to go R&D instead. Draw. Draw diesel this run. So running last click, which is a terrible idea. No, let's go that instead. And run R&D. So now they may be less tempted to res the Chrysium. Maybe. We still have this for fetal at least. And this if they don't res. Okay. Wow. Hokusai. So I'm glad I shook those tags. But this could be this. This could be it. So chances are this is the Hokusai. How do they tag us is the question. So we can't run here. That's pretty much a given. We can get another Beth down, but is the game going to go that long? So which is more useful to us? Beth will give us a free click, but we'll have spent a click to install it. I think we're in the interface. I think we go all in here. Or we can just take 2 shots, which isn't all that bad either. In which case, Ghost Runner is better for us. So if this was a 5-3, they'd have scored by now. They're starting to run low on cards. So we know about 1 shock. Good chance it's an agenda. Okay, let's so Hook Asai and Snare would be a bad combo, but we can survive it. Cobra. Let's go through for free. So this deck is supposed to be all about R&D pressure and just charging over and over and over again. But with the amount of damage that this Palana deck is packing, it kind of cuts down on your ability to do that. So we're going to lose a card, we're going to C2. Cobra. Wow. And let's trash that, just so we can go again. Let's run HQ. Maybe they installed the snare here. Maybe they have it in hand. We may soon find out. Neuralink P. Oh dear. And that is us tapped out. And the levy unfortunately went quite early. So, neural. And this means that Scorch kills us, Ronin kills us, possibly running into too many shocks kills us, a snare kills us. There's a lot of death on the cards. We don't have many stealth credits either. I think we just have to... Do we credit up? That can save us some stealth at least. Yeah, it is. It's a tough situation. They drew, which means we have fresh cards. So, let's do it. Credit, run, snare, or whatever, we die. So, basically just have to go for it. There'll be no removing of tags. Actually we can just break with this. And yeah, now taking cloak to get through this. And we'll spend some real monies. Yeah. Then this gets us through Lotus Field. Then we spend 3 and we have enough left over for a fetal. If needs be. Gonna see 2. And it's either snare or agenda, hopefully. Paperclips cost us 3. We'll get this last hurrah. And this could be it. 11 cards left. We have not seen many agendas. Or less than I thought we would. And Eli Lotus Field. Wow. So we knew about the Eli, or did they get a second one? Are they hiding agendas? Even my opponent is very unsure as to where these agendas are hiding. So they got the Eli, they got the Lotus Field. Fresh card. And a credit. 8 cards left. At what point do we check archives? So this costs us 2 real money. We can use a stealth and 2 credits. So 2, 4, 7. Or we do, well, this is Lotus Field, which leaves us 1 left over. No, it doesn't. Okay. Ghost Runner in case of fetal. So credit, run R&D. And we will spend money. Let's take this, that, break. Now part of me would prefer to have the Cyber Cipher on board. At least then we could keep some stealth credits around. Okay, time to see if we're lucky. And this has been a bit of a long game. Global food. Whew! Just about survive. And Yugora. So that was a tough one. It was a bit of a slog, but I hope you enjoyed anyway. And if you did last till the end, thank you for sticking it out. Come on over to Ice Ice Hedge Fund for more.